Oh, you're talking about ages ago, huh? I would think the Grand Slam would be tougher, only because each championship in the UAP that I've won, I've had an entire off season to plan for the next league. Unlike in the PBA, you have 2 weeks, and you're celebrating after the first championships. You're on top of the world, and all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, you have a game, and you have to find a way to get back up there again. So it's probably a little bit more difficult to get up for the Grand Slam in the PBA because it's a very short period of rest. Unlike in the UAP, for us, we play in the university games, BCCL, Father Martin, whatever else they have, Phil Lowell, leading up to the UAP. So we have a chance to develop our younger players, which is what we're planning on doing now. We started the university games, I believe, on the 23rd of October. So we won't get very much rest because it's now time to develop Wayne Capaccio and Von Pasamal and some of our younger guys so that they'll be ready next year.
Coach, this is your 13th title with Ateneo since you came on board. Care to reflect on that?
Well, it's gone so fast. It's happened so quickly. I remember my first couple of years, they wanted to get rid of me, right? Because I couldn't win. So it just goes back to the players once again, Rick. I do my job. I'm not going to lie to you. I spend a lot of time scouting. I don't allow other people to do it for me. I do it myself. Preparation done by myself also. Of course, I have a lot of help from my coaching staff, but I try to do my job to the best of my ability, which is to prepare my players. And the only way I can do that is really to know the other teams inside and out. That's the most important thing. The preparation is very important. But in the end, it really comes down to the players. I have good players. It doesn't always show because they don't average 20 points a game, but they're really good players. And you'll see in a few years when they move on to the PBA.
You mentioned scouting. Talk about FEU. What did you like in that matchup with FEU?
Well, it was a little bit different than the matchup with Adamson. The matchup with FEU, we had the size advantage. We had Greg. They didn't really have anybody that could match up with him physically. They do have one kid there, but he was hurt. So they had to use a lot of guys who were a little bit light as far as their weight is concerned to try to match up with him. So I knew we would have an advantage there in the middle, and we were going to take advantage of that. I mean, there's no way I was going to veer away from getting the ball to Greg, whether it be on post-ups, whether it be on pick and rolls. He was the center of the attraction. He was exactly where that basketball was going to go. And if you have a talented guy like that, you try to take advantage of it. Right? And not to mention he has a lot of size. So with Adamson, it would have been a little bit more difficult because they do have veteran players who are strong. Even Kalina, despite the fact he's 6'3", he's a very strong guy. So he can at least physically hold Greg down a little bit. And in addition to that, they also have an African there too, who's very strong. So size-wise, this was a very good matchup for us. And the fact that their strength, the FEU strength, is really their guards, but our guards are good defenders. So yeah.
Be careful when you go in there.
Man. By the time I get the
Greg, what can you say? You won a championship for Ateneo.
Oh man, I don't know. I can't even process it all right now. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy right now.
They have been waiting for you, and now it happened.
Yeah, well, I've been waiting for this. I'm just happy I was able to get on this program, and they took me in with open arms, and it all worked out, and here we are at the four-peat.
Greg, said that you came in just last May. So how well did you adjust?
Well, it was easy because Coach Norman, all the coaching staff were very patient with me. All my teammates, everyone there was really friendly from the beginning. They all helped me out. It was just the whole team helped me out, get into the system, so it wasn't hard at all.
Nico, congratulations on winning the MVP.
Turning point.
How does it feel? Four championships in your 4 years in Ateneo?
Well, this is just very special. I don't know. I'm so happy right now, and this year's special for us. The previous 3 years, those championships, we also worked hard for those, and walang kineba this year. We also worked every day, so I think we worked the hardest. That's why we're here.
You shot 78% for the series, for the final series. Did you realize that while you were playing, like all your shots were just going in?
No, not really. Just now.
He's got a shower coming up.
You can keep me here a long time. I'll stay here with you guys until that's finished, so I don't have to go in there.
Okay, since you mentioned that, talk about a possible 5-peat. I know it's still a long, long ways, Coach.
Well, it depends on a lot of things. One is Mr. Slaughter here, what his plans are. That's number one. Number two, we really have to develop some of our younger guys during the off season. If that doesn't happen, it's going to be very difficult because we're losing our starting backcourt, and that's nothing to laugh about. I mean, we hope that we can replace Kurt and Emin, but it's going to be very difficult to do that. So we probably will struggle a little bit during the off season because I'm really going to give my younger guys a lot of playing time in the tournaments that will be coming up during the off season, just so they'll be ready next year. But the 5-peat is going to be very difficult, mainly because all the other teams are getting better. I expect UST to really rise up next year, be one of the tough teams in the league. Not to mention that FEU is always good because they always recruit well. Every time I go on a recruiting trip with Paulo Trillo, I see Coach Burt there. So we're recruiting to the same areas, whether it be Bacala, Iloilo, Cagayan all over the country. Their network is pretty advanced. So, it's going to be tough. I expect LaSalle to bounce back. They have a new coach next year. But I would just like to enjoy this one already.
Right.
As much as I can.
Right.
While I can. It's really crazy that I think maybe just moments after the game was over, one of the Ateneo supporters ran on the court and hugged me and shook my hand and said, 5-peat, 5-peat. Oh, gosh, all right. Just seconds later. They don't feel for me, huh? At all. That easy.
Coach, sorry.
Actually, we were supposed to start on Monday. I might have to give my guys a few days off. Because, so probably maybe Friday next week. I'll give them at least a week, 5-6 days off. Then we'll get back to practice. We'll have 1 month before the SEA games come, so we'll be ready. It was supposed to be last Monday. This Monday we're supposed to start, but I don't see how I can force them to do that now. And also RR is also on the team. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.